Good afternoon. I would like to welcome you to the June Minority and Women Business Enterprise Citizen Advisory Committee. And I'll call the roll. Chair Money Cannon.
Present.
Vice Chair Eric Harrison. Committee Member Susan Morris.
Here.
Committee Member Britt Lowry. And Committee Member Odette Sanchez. There is not a quorum here today at today's meeting, so we'll conduct this meeting as an information-only meeting. Also on this call, we have Larry Bell with the Marketing Department, Sarah Vila with the Economic Development Department, as well as Hannah Mans, Zachary Taylor, Gwendolyn Teal, and the Director of the Department, Ken Millett. And now I'll turn it over to you, Chair Cannon.
So I guess we'll call in the session this informational meeting since we don't have enough for a quorum. And do I need to get a second or do we just start?
We'll just start.
Okay.
All right. So this,
Zachary Taylor to review.
okay. All right. So this is the pre-construction good faith effort review for the Lineback Culvert project. Triangle Grading and Paving was the lowest bidder, and this is their good faith effort. All right, so the goals for this project were 7% M and 5% W. Triangle submitted 3% M and 2% W. Attached here is their affidavit D. All right, so for letter A, did a representative of your company attend the pre-solicitation or pre-bid meeting scheduled by the city to inform MWBE firms of contracting, subcontracting, and supply opportunities, and to review contractor requirements of complying with the program? As you can see below, they have a screenshot where Triangle Grading and Paving was present for the pre-bid. All right, for letter B, did your company advertise in general circulation, trade association, or minority-focused media concerning subcontracting opportunities? A contractor must advertise in all three mediums to receive full value for this item. So for B, there was nothing submitted for B as far as attachment-wise. For letter C, did your company provide a written notice to a reasonable number of specific MWBE firms that their interest in the contract is being solicited at least 10 days before bids are due to allow MWBE firms time to participate? Please provide a copy of the solicitations for quotes sent to at least 3 minority firms from the source list provided by the owner for each subcontract to be led under this contract. If 3 or more firms are shown on the source list, each solicitation shall include a specific description of the work to be subcontracted, location where bid documents can be reviewed, name of representative of the prime bidder, the contact, and location, date, and time. All right, so for C, they had their solicitation through an email. They sent it out on the May 15th, and the bid date was June the 4th. So they had the correct time in between. Here they have the email addresses listed of all of the firms that they have reached out to. They have information there about the opportunities, and they have the dates for, or the date for the bid. And then they also here have the specifications that are available through the link for the subs to look at the plans. All right, so for letter D, did you follow up initial solicitation of interest by contacting MWBE firms to determine with certainty whether the MWBE firms are interested? Please include telephone log or follow-up calls you made to confirm interest. All right, so here, the first email went out on May the 15th, As you can see here, the follow-up email went out on May 29th to the same list of bidders. And they also had a screenshot of May 22nd where they even put one in between. So they did do a follow-up with initial solicitation. And then this is their list of everybody who they highlighted, who they reached out to about this project. All right, for letter E, how did your company identify and select portions of the work to be performed by MWBE firms in order to increase the likelihood of MWBE participation? Include where appropriate breaking down contracts into economically feasible units to facilitate MWBE participation. Please provide a copy of documentation where the information was included. All right, and for this, it'll be this section here on their email solicitation letter where they put, the type of work and made plans available. All right, for letter F, explain how you provided interested MWBE firms with equal access to specifications, plans, and requirements of the contract. Again, it'd be the solicitation that they sent out. All right, for letter G, how have you negotiated fairly with interested MWBE firms, not rejecting MWBE as unqualified without sound reasons, based on a thorough investigation of their capabilities? Copy of documentation or response received from each firm responding to the solicitation must be submitted, along with subcontractor quote comparison form. For subcontracts where the minority firm is not the lowest bidder, please provide copies of quotes received from all firms submitting quotes for that particular subcontract. Please provide documentation detailing reasons for rejecting any MWBE firm's bid as unqualified. All right, so for G, there was no documentation for G as well. All right, for H, what services were used from the City of Winston-Salem's MWBE office, available minority community organizations, minority contractors groups, local, state, and federal minority business assistance offices, and other organizations that provide assistance in the recruitment and placement of MWBE firms? Please provide a copy of this documentation. A contractor must utilize at least 2 agencies to receive full value. So for this one, as you can see, like off to the right, they had it to where they had the certifications, as you can see here, and they did use some sort of state website to identify if these firms are hub certified, DBE, WBE. So they did use some website for that. There was a state website, but other than that, they did not reach out to the City of Winston-Salem as far as getting a subcontract list or anything of that nature. All right, so for I, how does your company provide assistance to and otherwise qualified minority firms in need of equipment, loan capital, lines of credit, or joint pay agreements to secure loans, supplies, or letters of credit, including waiving credit that is ordinarily required? Did your company assist minority firms in obtaining the same unit pricing with the bidder suppliers in order to help minority firms in establishing credit? Please provide a copy of any documentation. This could be included in your solicitation letter and/or evidence of implementation from previous projects in the past 5 years, advising MWBE firms what type of assistance was available. A contractor can receive 10 points for offering and 10 points for implementation. All right, so here was just a screenshot from their solicitation letter. It talked about loan, capital, lines of credit, and the joint pay agreements. So they did offer, but there was no evidence of implementation. All right, for letter J, how did your company provide assistance in obtaining required bonding or insurance or providing alternatives to bonding or insurance for subcontractors? Provide a copy of any documentation. This could be included in your solicitation letter and or evidence of implementation from previous projects in the past 5 years advising MWBE firms what type of assistance was available. Note, a contractor can receive the 10 points for offering and 15 points for implementation. Here again, there was a screenshot, and they put in that what they offered was obtaining bonding, which is one here that they offered, but again, there was no implementation for this letter as well. Letter K, did your company negotiate a joint venture or partnership arrangement with minority firms to increase opportunities for minority participation when possible? Please provide a copy of any documentation. This could be included in solicitation letter advising MWBE firms what type of assistance was available or outlining any other steps taken to fulfill this requirement. There was no supplemental information for K from either. And for L, did your company provide quick pay agreements and policies to enable minority contractors and suppliers to meet cash flow demands? What procedures were initiated to fulfill this requirement, and how were the MWBE firms informed of this assistance? Evidence of implementation from previous projects in the past 5 years can be submitted. A contractor can receive up to 5 points for offering and 10 points for implementation. And for letter L, there was no attachment, no offer, implementation at all for letter L. And that is it. Are there any questions or slides that I need to go back to for the committee?
Just 1K.
Yes.
And did you say they attached their solicitation letter?
Yeah, they did not have an attachment for a joint venture. They did have joint pay agreements, but they did not have anything as far as like a joint venture or partnership.
Yeah, that was it.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Zach, for the review. If there are no more questions, the contractor is not on the call, but he did attend our interview. So if there's any more questions or clarification needed, please let me know now. And if not, please submit your scores by 5 p.m. tomorrow.
Will do.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
And let us know if you have any questions.
Okay.
Have a great
You too.